Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Great. Today we're here with Yanira Puy, who, after 20 years working as a marketing professional in Venezuela, the United States, and Colombia, decided to give it all up, change her career path, and help women heal themselves from the inside out. Janira is actually in my female co-working, networking, amazing club. And we recently met. And Janira, welcome to the show. I knew that I had to have you on here and highlight the special work that you're doing in the health and wellness space. So welcome.
Thank you so much, Gary. I'm so happy to be here and to be able to be with you. So bad that we couldn't do this in person, but it's okay. We have different backgrounds. Mine is
Yeah.
clear, yours dark. I have flowers. Thank
Well,
you.
I was wondering, like, if we do it in person, how do we do the video component? I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Maybe we
don't
need
know. We
to
would
be
have had
like
to figure it out. Yeah.
we need to be
Both sit.
together,
Yeah, exactly. Just on the same Zoom
shoulder to
screen.
shoulder.
Yeah. Well, next time we will. I think that's goals,
I
right?
love it.
To be in the studio together. So, well, Janira, so yeah, you are a health and wellness coach, and I can't wait to hear about this because it sounds like you really did make quite a jump from, corporate professional, this whole thing into really a mission oriented uh yeah, career of working with other women and men also. Are you mainly focused on women?
Mainly focus on women, but I've had men in my list.
Yeah. You got men on the
Many of
list.
them, my mom would say.
Okay. All right. And your whole thing is healing yourself from the inside out. I absolutely love that. Can you tell us a little bit about that phrase for you?
Oh yeah. When I was working on my speech or what I do and everything, it's like, yeah, I've always been, and we were talking before on that, but I've always eaten right and exercised because my mom was like, yeah, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Mhm.
But they never actually talk about emotions, feelings,
Yeah.
um, thoughts. And ever since I started like looking wellness as a whole, I understand that how everything has to do how you feel.
Yeah.
So this is when I started like looking at my wellness and those of my clients as a whole. So I got my health coach certificate from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and they talk about, and this I love, Gary, primary food and secondary food. Have you heard about it?
Interesting. No, let's hear it.
Oh,
Go
oh
on.
my God, I love it. And I think everybody who's listening to us and
Okay.
watching us is gonna love it.
All right.
So, secondary food is everything that we eat, right?
Okay.
So everything that we put in our mouth, the water, carbs, all the macronutrients like proteins and fats.
Sure.
Secondary food is the one thing that gives us energy. And
Right.
I'm gonna ask you something, Carrie.
Okay.
Okay, so do you remember your first love?
Yes.
You do. Do you want to tell me about it?
No.
Oh my God, this is not supposed to go this way. Was it good or not? Oh my God. Can you tell
No,
me
I'm
about your
turning bright
first
red. I'm not
love? Okay.
prepared. I'm not prepared to go there. I'm sorry, Shadira.
I should have asked this before. Anyway, okay.
Sorry, I'm in my inner autumn. I'm like day 24, 25. I'm just not very open.
I'm in my fourth day. I don't know what that means, but I'm moving forward, authoritarian
Yes,
or
I love it.
everything. I don't know.
I love
Okay,
it.
so do you remember when you were a kid and you were playing with your friends?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
How do you feel? Like you were in the park. How do you feel?
Um, Good, I guess. I don't know. I was kind of a weird little kid.
Oh
My
my,
mom my mom always said I was, like, born sad. So I think that I was extremely sensitive as a child, actually. So what I remember about, being a kid and and playing with other kids is like a constant like worrying about, am I, am I weird? Am I good enough? Am I, like those like thoughts in your head that took me
Yes.
quite a few years to
Okay,
master
you're
that.
not helping my case.
So
However,
wait,
I'm just,
just
it's
are
okay.
you trying to get me to like a happy, peaceful memory that feels great?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell me about something that you did when you were younger that you were like really, really happy.
Does it have to be younger? Can it be recently?
Yeah, it can be recently.
Okay. This past summer, I went to Greece for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And there was a moment when I was, me and my friend that I traveled with, we took like a boat tour and went to this beach where you can only access it by boat. And I had a moment of like floating in the water, and I kind of swam away from the boat and found my own little like private beach alcove. It was crazy. And that was like, I would say top, like, and I actually have that like on my phone now as the background that, yeah, I don't think you can, the people can't, let's see. There you
Oh,
go.
that's beautiful.
Right? Just like that aqua water
Okay,
floating in it.
so
Pure peace and
okay,
no
when you
worries.
were in that moment,
Yes.
did you think about, oh, I'm hungry, I want to eat something, or you were enjoying
I
the
was just
food?
enjoying it. Yeah, food was not there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So my point being, primary food is everything that we don't eat, but
Mhm.
it's everything that gives us energy.
Oh,
Okay?
oh,
So
wow. Okay.
it is an important part of ourselves because it's relationships, it's our purpose in life, it's our spirituality, it's everything that is not food. So when I went and I got my health coach certificate, I understood for the first time
Mhm.
that how you feel in your work, how you relate to people, how the physical activity, the purpose that you have in life, everything is related to health.
Yeah.
And if you Google how the World Health Organization defines health, it's not only the lack of disease, but
Mhm.
also it's a well-being state of physical, mental, social, and everything else.
I love that.
So that's when I understood that I understood so many aspects of my life. Being 18 years old and eating a lot, and I was
Mhm.
eating myself with sugar just because I was in a different country. I was learning a new language.
Well, let's
And
from where to where. So you're from Venezuela, and then where did you go to at 18?
so I am from Venezuela. I came to the United States and I
Mhm.
studied English.
Okay.
Okay. And I came with my sister. So my parents, even though I was 18 years old, my parents were paying for me to come here and to learn
Yeah.
English. Hopefully, you guys understand everything that I'm saying.
Oh, your English is wonderful.
So, I mean, okay, so the money was well spent.
Right.
But in this process I wasn't relating to the Spanish speaking people because I didn't want to speak Spanish. I want to
Right.
practice English. So I was going out with the Chinese, the Korean, the Arabic people. And of
Nice.
course you want to be with the people that that speak your own language. And so I had an eating disorder, and I understand it right now, or I understood it later in my life, that I was bulimic because I wasn't feeling like I was trying to, um, like, I was lonely,
Mm,
basically. So I was eating because I was lonely.
yeah.
And that's primary food. When something in your life that is not food is not okay, you're not going to be healthy. So
Oh, wow.
I understood.
So,
Yeah,
okay, I need to recap because yeah, this secondary
it's
and
too much.
primary thing is no, it's a lot. It's really cool. So, secondary food are the foods we actually feed ourselves, the
Yeah.
things we ingest, and the primary foods. This concept is everything else that makes us well and healthy. Yeah, our relationships, our for some people spirituality,
Yeah.
our peace, if you will, financial well-being,
Yes, of
possibly,
course.
right? Okay, so and what you're saying is that in terms of, like, food addiction, right? And so if one of that part of the primary foods, if you will, air quotes, is missing, then actual secondary food goes in there to replace it for some people?
Oh my
That
God, you
yeah?
got it perfectly.
That's
Yeah.
amazing to me. Yeah, no, that's because 'cause I'm a big emotional eater, and I know that.
Okay.
I always have been. So that's a really interesting concept, yeah.
Okay. So, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Yeah,
what
no.
we do when there is a very good tool that is called the Circle of Life. And
Mhm,
when you do the exercise, you can understand which parts of your health are not okay.
mhm,
And you decide to work on those parts.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
So
which part of the primary foods are missing?
actually, it's primary food, secondary food. So
Yeah,
it's the circle of life is like a picture of how you are right now
okay,
in terms of your integrative health.
okay.
So when you do it, the further away you're from the middle of the circle,
Mhm,
that's what it's called a circle of life, and you can find it on the internet. You can understand. Oh my God! So I have a problem here. So when I do my circle of life, and I do it every, I don't know, maybe 6 months.
okay.
When I was, for example, last year I got divorced. You know, a lot of us have been there. It was
Yeah.
a huge process. Still coming from it. But when I did
Did
it, I'm like,
did it challenge your wellness during that time? I mean,
by far, yes, yes.
yeah,
I mean, some days I was eating, some days I was not. Some
right.
days I was drinking, some days I was not. So yes, because of relationship with which is a secondary food wasn't okay because
Yeah,
I lost. I didn't. And when you get divorced, if you don't, I mean, for me, I
yeah,
got divorced, so it's not like I lost a husband. I lost a husband, two kids,
yeah,
my in-laws, which I loved, I still do.
yeah,
So everything changed in my life, my dreams, the life together, the travels, my Harley Davidson, everything changed in my life. So it
right.
was a big adjustment, and I had to work really hard because I knew, because I have the tools and I've studied, but it still was a challenge situation. Yeah,
Yeah. I think it's amazing because that's not so far in the past for you,
yeah.
and you were already doing your health and wellness coaching
Mhm,
then, right? You were coaching others.
mhm,
It seems to me that you're like a living testament of the coaching that you do. Yeah?
yeah.
You raised your hand. You identify with that? Yeah, you are the living testament to
With
that,
everything, like I'm gonna do this the whole time.
right? Good. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think and we were talking about it before, but and I think you guys, whoever's listening to it or actually watching us, you
Yeah.
do understand that life has its ups and downs. And believe me, you're gonna have more downs in your life.
Yeah.
This is not over. The good thing is that if you have tools, you can actually heal yourself sooner than later because you want that. But you do want to accept all the situations that you have. And just because, and I told you because I've been doing a lot of things about my past with everything that I've learned.
Mhm.
And when I go back, yes, I see myself in the bathroom throwing up because I was bulimic. Uh,
Right.
but then I fast forward, and when I finished my MBA and I have all this debt, and I thought I had a job, I lost my visa.
Mm.
So it was a very challenging time in my life. And if I fast forward, then I had this, I don't know, like 4 years ago, I had this terrible headaches. I went to
Mm.
every single doctor. And it was because I wasn't dealing with my emotions the way I should accept them,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And the headaches went away after 3 months when I saw myself in the mirror, and I talked to myself and I said, headache, I know you're here for a reason, so it's okay. But as soon as you can leave, please leave. And of course, I went to therapy, actually, at that time, angel therapy,
Hmm.
which was great.
I'd like to hear about that.
And it went away. And then if I fast forward my divorce, and at some point, I was doing all these things to change my life, to sign the papers,
Yeah.
everything that you have to do in a divorce, and all the financial stuff and all the emotional stuff. And then at some point, I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my life? And I felt apart.
Mm.
And I looked for help as well. I started talking to a psychoanalyst, and it helped a lot for 5 months. And I can bring that to the table. I know what people are going through because I've been through a lot of challenging times in my life, and we all have, and we all will.
Yeah.
So I'm a better coach and I'm a better wellness person just because I've been there, done that.
Yeah. I do believe that that is a very important part
Mhm.
of being an empathetic coach. Like being able to understand when someone comes to you, maybe some of what they've, and it does certainly does sound like you've been a lot. You just mentioned something about angel therapy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh my God, it was amazing. I mean, I don't, it depends on the person. I do believe that, okay, so I'm going to give you an example to you that are listening to me. But so if your fridge is
Mhm.
broken, are
Mhm.
you going to fix it? Or are you going to call somebody? If your TV is not working, are you going to fix it? Or are you going to call somebody? So basically, I do believe that you call somebody who went to school, who studied, who
Yeah.
did programs, courses, or
Who knows how
something.
to fix it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've always looked for help,
Okay.
basically, if I think I need it. When I was 18 years old, I said to myself, I'm a strong woman. I can do this. I'm not going to be bulimic anymore. And I did. I never, threw up again.
Yeah.
However, I think it made something in my mind because I'm really cautious about food, but it made me understand that I need to understand what food is all about, and it's
Mhm.
fuel for our body, and we wanted to put, the right foods in our body.
Right.
Um, but later in life, I understand that yes, you need guidance. So everything in my life, and I don't know if it has happened to you, but it has been beautifully, as I see it right now, not when I'm in the middle of
Yeah,
something.
right. In retrospect, that was exactly
However,
what needed to happen.
however, Carrie, I do know that it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
So right
Yeah.
now, I don't worry that much. So I was dealing with these headaches, and my ex-husband knew this girl who did angel therapy.
Okay.
And basically, I went there for maybe 6 sessions, and she was always like, oh, they're telling you this, oh, they're telling you that. So um,
Wow. She would, like, listen to your angels and interpret.
she
So
was
she was
listening to
she
an
was a
angel.
medium.
So you guys can think, oh, she's crazy, she's not. But you know what? It helped me. It helped me
Wow.
to figure out some issues. It helped me to accept what I was feeling. I was
Yeah.
not dealing with my emotions. And I do believe not feeling my emotions and not accepting was
Yeah.
causing me to have these headaches. And I went to neurologists and to all the doctors, and of course they
Wow.
were like, okay, take this pill, and not
Masking the symptoms, not
I'm not a
treating it.
pill
Yeah.
person because yes, I don't want to get rid of the symptoms. I
Yeah.
want to get to the root of the cause.
Yep.
And all these, the therapists, the psychologists, the coaches, they all help you, and you have the solution within you. And
Yeah.
this is what I do in my practice. It's not, I'm not, I'm not a magician. I'm not gonna make people do stuff. If you want to do it, you're gonna do it. But I've seen the results not only with the clients that I've had, but with myself
Yeah.
every time I ask for help. So,
Yeah. Well, so with the angel, the kind of the interpretation, it sounds like the person you went to see was a bit of a medium, right? Between angels and earth. Was the advice you were receiving from the angels like specific to the things that were going on in your life? Did you like feel like, oh, that's definitely me there?
yes and no.
Okay.
I mean, yes, in the sense that some of the things were part of what I was dealing right now in my personal life,
Hmm.
but some were things that I hadn't worked on in my life
Okay.
that were causing this. So, you know, I'm not a medium. It worked for me, but
Yeah,
in
that
my
sounds cool.
coaching practice, something that it could be related to that is the fact that you need to work on your limiting beliefs. You know, the
Hmm.
things that happen to you, like a
Yeah.
situation made you believe in something. You have that program here, and
Yeah.
sometimes you need to unlearn something to learn something new, and
Yeah.
that's a limiting belief. So,
Absolutely.
mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe we have all kinds of limiting beliefs about our own menstrual cycles also, right?
Okay,
We were talking about that a little
yes,
bit before, and also, it's very aligned with this menstrual cycle awareness because yeah, there is this thought in menstrual cycle awareness that if you don't make room for your cycle, if you try to act like it's not happening or suppress it, don't honor your bleed, want your bleed to just go away, that you can have really painful bleeds, And I know that I've worked with and learned with, a lot of women that have, in a sense, healed themselves by making that space and honoring what's happening. And in a way, what you're saying about the headaches is exactly that. Those headaches were indicative of something that you really needed to deal with, and so you had to make space for it and even make space for the headaches. I love it that you talked about that because that's one of those like pain symptoms, so it's actual physical pain. I think it's really cool that you said you talked to the headache like, okay, I get it. You're here for a reason. Let's go. Like, that's a beautiful approach to that.
yeah.
Yeah. What
Sometimes
are
it's challenging, but yes.
yeah.
But
What do you think are some of the kind of important activities or most important things, that someone needs to do to be healthy? I know that that's a big question because
oh my God,
being healthy
sorry.
could be so many things, right? Like, what is healthy? But you
Yeah.
are a health and wellness coach. So, yeah, I'll let you tackle that one.
Okay. So, I mean, the one thing, like people think sometimes that, oh my God, I cannot change, I cannot be healthy with everything, and it's okay. You don't have
Yeah.
to. What I recommend, and I'm going to talk about all the things that you can do, but I recommend is like you take one aspect of your life
Mhm.
and go through that and make changes.
Okay.
Because um, habits, they're part of us.
Yeah.
I want to ask you something, you that are listening to this, but okay, when you go into the morning, do you need to think about, I mean, you guys that make coffee, I make coffee. Do you need to think about, oh my God, how do I do this? Like, do I get the coffee machine? Like, do I plug it? Do I
Yeah.
not? You
Nope.
don't think about that.
Yeah.
Habits are in our lives for a reason. They
Yeah.
make us more productive.
Yeah.
When when we have habits and we do it in automatic, it gives you a chance to make some other new things or be creative or be innovative or do so many things in your life. However, we are in automatic a lot of the times. So if you want to change a habit, you need to know what you want to change. So, but if you change one, and this happens in your life, if you run 5K,
Mhm.
Oh my God, I did it. So it means maybe I can run a 10K. Yes. So you're gonna be happy about yourself, and
Yeah.
you're gonna go and say, yes, I can do this, I can do something more. So my first advice would be change one thing that you want to do.
Mm. I
You
love
know,
that.
for example, let's drink more water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simple, you know?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
don't try to go on a diet, not eat anything, not
Yeah.
drink, not go
Don't
out.
try to change everything. Change one thing.
One thing, because
I
if you
love
change
that.
one thing, you're gonna be so proud of yourself that you're not gonna be frustrated. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be proud, and you're gonna be able to change more things. So that's the first thing. So health is about a lot of things, as I
Mhm.
told you. So maybe something that you can do is just go online, go and figure like do the circle of life that I
Yeah.
mentioned, and see those aspects of your life that you want to change. But
Mhm.
definitely, I mean, the way you eat, we are like there is a saying, we are what we eat.
Yeah.
I would say we are what we absorb, and I don't know if you guys
Mm.
know, but we absorb between 10 and 90% of food nutrients. So this is why we need to like have very nutrient dense food. If we're
Oh, I
eating
love
every day
that.
a McDonald's hamburger, that's not very nutrient.
Yeah. Then you're not absorbing nutrients. Yeah. Oh, I love that. We are what we absorb. That's cool.
So, and the thing is that, okay, so why do we need the food? The food gives us energy.
Mhm.
So if we give them our body, our cells, our organs, the right food, they're gonna thrive. We're gonna feel better. We're gonna have better mood. We're gonna have energy, vitality, all those things that we read about, and maybe we say, "Huh, that's not true." It's true. You
Yeah.
know, there's research behind it. It's true, and you guys feel it. You know, when we do that. So what can you do about food? Do I need to get rid of everything? No, no, just one thing at a time.
I love that.
What can you do? Maybe reduce sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you like my process, and I don't know about you guys who are listening to us or watching us. My process, it's been a whole process. I'm 49 years old.
Mhm.
So it's not like one day I'm like, oh, I'm the healthiest person alive. No, and I'm still not. But I started changing a few things in my life. I drank a lot of coffee back in Venezuela in the
Mhm.
office. And every time, all the 8 cups of coffee, I would put maybe 2 spoons of sugar.
Mhm.
At some point, I said, okay, this is a lot of sugar, you
Yeah.
know, every day. So let's do from Monday to Friday, no sugar. And as a reward, I'm gonna put sugar in my coffee on the weekends.
Yeah.
Of course, right now I don't eat sugar in my coffee,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
So that's one thing that I did. I do drink a lot of water. Um, I don't, right now in my life, it's
Mhm.
not like I'm worried about food because I do maybe 70/30, 80/20%. So 70% I eat at home, so I know what I'm eating, I know
Nice.
the
Yeah.
ingredients that I'm putting. I change my environment.
Mhm.
So, if I'm working at 11 o'clock at night, look, I don't want to eat a broccoli.
Yeah.
I want to eat a sandwich, and
Yeah, of course.
I
Yeah.
know you do understand that. So, and I want to eat chocolate or something that gives me energy because I'm
Yeah.
working and I'm supposed to be sleeping. So I go to the kitchen, to the pantry. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so I'll eat almond. It's so boring. You know?
Because you already, yeah, cleaned your environment and
I
I
cleaned
love
it.
that. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's so important. Yeah.
So that's diet.
Yeah.
Exercise is a key part. Why? Because exercise has a lot of benefits. We feel better. We start producing in our body chemicals
Yeah.
that make us feel good when we exercise. Plus, when we get older, and we're all getting older, we start losing mass, like muscle mass,
Yeah.
ever since we're 30 years old. So something that is important is to keep moving.
Hmm.
Okay. So diet, exercise, something that I do every day. I meditate every day.
Oh,
So I
so
could spend,
important. So
you do
important.
too?
Yeah. Well, I try to. I'm not always great at doing it every day, but I do. And at times I do. Um, but at times I have an everyday practice, and then at other times I have a
Awesome.
once a week practice, but I love it. It's changed my life, like radically changed my life. Meditation is total game changer. Yeah.
Carrie, it has changed my life as well. And every time I talk to a client, is that you changed my life. I didn't change it. I mean, they just did what we were talking about in our sessions.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, I don't know for you, for me, um, I'm more intuitive, I'm more
Mhm.
creative,
Yeah.
I'm more calm, but it's changed my life for the better.
Yeah.
And there's not, because a lot of people could be thinking, oh my God, so what do I have to do? I have all these thoughts. It's, I mean, you're gonna have thoughts all
Yeah.
the time. It's just going back to your focus. Either
Yeah.
it's the mantra, a
Or
candlelight,
your breath, for
breath,
example. Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. I notice with myself in meditation, because I did
Mhm.
say, well, sometimes I have an everyday practice and sometimes I don't. And that also I've been able to link to my cycle. I think I'm just so cyclical. I believe a lot of us are. It's going to be kind of crazy when that all goes off the rails and perimenopause for sure. Um, but for me, like meditation or working with like intuition, like I love to yeah, like work with my tarot cards in the morning and journal and like use art kind of therapy on myself or whatever, writing. I love that. That it feels like therapy for me to do that in the morning. And I notice like in the beginning of my cycle, like kind of maybe at the towards the end of my bleed for like a good week, 10 days in there, building up to ovulation, I can have a really consistent like intuition building habit with the tarot and the writing and those things, and it really helps. And then I'll get into like the ovulatory phase in my inner summer, and I just stop all my good practices because it's like it's time for me to fly, right? And I'm just so like I'm not doing habits and I'm spontaneous and I'm like meeting people and busy and I don't need it and I don't care about it. And then I come back around to inner fall and it's like that time, preparing for the bleed again and the pre-bleeding. And it's like, it's a beautiful, soft place for me to land back into my tarot again. It's there waiting for me, but I really, what resonates for me so much in your story and what you've shared is this thing of, yeah, like you really embody and own it. Like you know the tools, you have them, you've been through a lot of stuff, a lot of crap in your life and you know that those tools are there for you, even if it's not every single day perfectly applied and whatever. I love it that you said that to me earlier. It's not look, if I want to have freaking condensed milk or whatever, I'll do it.
Don't
Like
say that.
and I'm not gonna,
That was private.
but I think it's important for people to hear,
Yes.
yeah, that like whatever, it happens and feeling guilty about it or beating ourselves up is just really counterproductive to the
Yeah.
overall health and wellness.
Okay, so I want to say something about it. So for you, or at least, um, so I was telling her that yesterday I like really needed some sweet in my life. Why? Because I'm in my menstrual cycle,
Yeah.
and I mean I don't know a lot about it, but I get emotional. I mean for a long time I didn't. The thing is that I think I'm going to premenopause or perimenopause. I don't know how you call it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can feel it. So many things. Like I've been having PMS and pimples.
Yeah.
I hate it because I thought I was through it. However,
Second puberty.
however, so one thing, and you know, that I've learned is that I need to accept that my emotions and whatever is happening to me. And then, if I want to eat a pizza, a whole pizza, I love pizza. I mean, I can have it. It's
Yeah.
okay. Because
Yeah.
I have my 70/30, 80/20 rule. So it's not that, something's going to happen to me, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was telling Carrie before that yesterday, because I don't have anything in my house, I don't have chocolate, I don't have anything. So I'm like, okay. So I open a condensed milk, which I have there because I don't know, every 2 months I do a cake when I have a meeting with my friends, not
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
not just for me because I know I'm gonna eat it. So I need it when everybody's together. So the last time I made a cake was in my birthday party, which it was August 2nd. So that was a month and a half ago. So I'm like, so I always have it there in case I have a party. And yesterday I was like, oh my God, I'm in my cycle, being emotional. I had an argument with somebody in my family. So, you know what? I'm going to open it. So, I open it. I'm like, I'm just going to have a spoon.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I'm going to be truth to yourself. And maybe I ate a third of it or more. Which is okay. Now it's in like
That's okay.
today I don't need it.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
good.
That's
Yep.
the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. That's the difference of like, okay, I did that yesterday. I'm going to do it today and the next day and the next day, right? That's the difference. That's the deal breaker.
I mean, sometimes what I do, Gary, is that I get rid of it. So
Yeah,
I put it,
absolutely.
I put it in the trash and in the chute. So
Yeah.
I don't have to
Like you
see.
said, environment, cleaning that
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very great. Well, thank you so much, Yanira. I'm really, really appreciative of you being on the podcast and of all of your wisdom and your approach and
Thank
how
you
you're
so
working
much.
with women on their health and wellness. I know just from knowing you that you have, mentioned that one of your focuses is reaching the Latina community in Atlanta and beyond Atlanta. So if you'd like, I could give you a little bit of time to do a plug for yourself in Spanish if you want to shout out to anyone and pass
Well,
this around.
actually, I think by now that I can speak English, very
Absolutely,
well.
we do. We
Here.
know you can. Yeah.
So please reach out to me if you want to work together. I've been doing so many things in wellness for the last 4 years that I've
Mhm.
been amazed of how many changes you can see in people. And after, as you said, Carrie, after 20 years in the corporate world, I I really thought about myself and what I wanted to do in life, and I wanted to make an impact in people's life,
Mhm.
specifically in health, in people's health lives. So I've been doing this. I've had clients in the United States and Latin America, Canada, which has been amazing. I have developed 5 different programs, that online programs that are in Spanish, but I'm very happy about it. And right now I'm teaching older adults as well
Oh, wow.
because we're all getting there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have been teaching them how to be more healthy. And something that I recommend to you that, took the time to either watch this YouTube video or listen to this podcast is that your health is in your hands. And there is a Chinese proverb that I love and I use it all the time. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. So if you're telling me, oh no, I'm too old to start exercising, it's never too old.
Yeah.
Mostly, and I mean, you need to like talk to primary physician and everything, to your doctor, but mostly all the diseases are treatable if you have a right lifestyle, if you change your environment, and if you do small changes in your life, you're going to see the changes. So
I
what
love
I
that.
would propose to you, if you want to work with me, I would be more than happy to do it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much,
Thank
Janira. We
you.
appreciate you, and we will see you next time.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.